There's a sound no wife should ever hear. It's 2 a.m., the kind of dark where you can't see your own hand in front of your face. I'm half asleep, bladder screaming at me to get up, when I hear it. A man crying. Not just crying, whimpering, the kind of pathetic, wet, gasping sound a child makes when they've been caught stealing. It's coming from the bathroom, from my bathroom, and it's coming from him. My husband doesn't cry. In 20 years of marriage, I've never seen tears in his eyes. Not when his mother died, not when business was slow, not even when I miscarried our first pregnancy and I sobbed for 3 days straight while he sat in the living room stone-faced, watching the news. This man, this 65-year-old warrior, as he calls himself, doesn't apologize, doesn't bend, doesn't break. But tonight, he's breaking. I stand frozen in the hallway, my bare feet on the cold tile, every muscle in my body telling me to knock on the door, to ask what's wrong, to be the good wife. But something stops me. Maybe it's the tone of his voice, soft, desperate, pleading. Or maybe it's the words I hear next. Please, I'm sorry, don't leave me. My heart stops. Who is he talking to? We were both in our 40s when we met. Two people who had given up on the idea of marriage. Two people who thought love was something that happened to other people, the young, the lucky, the reckless. I had spent my 20s and 30s building a career, watching my friends get married, have babies, post photos of family vacations. I told myself I was fine. I told myself I didn't need a man to complete me. But at 42, when I met him at a business conference, something shifted. He was confident, successful, the kind of man who walked into a room and commanded attention. He didn't talk much, but when he did, people listened. He had this way of looking at you, direct, unwavering, that made you feel like you were the only person in the world. And for a woman who had been invisible for so long, that feeling was intoxicating. We didn't fall in love like teenagers. There were no butterflies, no racing hearts, no sleepless nights dreaming about each other. We made a decision, a practical one, a smart one. He needed a partner. I needed security. We were both tired of being alone. So we got married, and for the first few years it worked. Sort of. Our marriage was like a well-organized office, polite, professional. We had our roles. He handled the big decisions, money, investments, major purchases. I handled the home, meals, cleaning, managing the household. We didn't fight much because we didn't talk much. We didn't laugh much because there wasn't much to laugh about. But I told myself this was enough. This was what adult love looked like. Stable, predictable, safe. Except it wasn't safe. It became a hierarchy, master and servant, king and subject, and I was expected to bow. He never hit me, not once, but he didn't have to. His voice was the weapon, that deep, booming voice that made my hand shake when he was angry, that voice that could turn a simple question, "What's for dinner?" into an accusation. I learned to shrink myself, to anticipate his moods, to move quietly through the house so I wouldn't disturb him, to swallow my opinions, my needs, my frustrations. For 20 years, I told myself this was normal. This was marriage. This was what I had signed up for. But tonight, standing in that cold hallway at 2 a.m., listening to my husband sob like a child, I realized something. The man I've been afraid of for 20 years is afraid of losing someone else. The cold hits me first. Not just the temperature, though the tile floor is like ice against my bare feet, but the cold of realization, the kind that starts in your chest and spreads through your entire body until you feel hollow. I need to pee. That's all this was supposed to be, a simple middle-of-the-night trip to the bathroom. But now I'm standing in the hallway, one hand pressed against the wall for balance, and I can't move because I can hear everything. The bathroom door is thin, cheap. We always meant to replace it, but never did, and now I'm grateful for that because every word, every sob, every pathetic plea is coming through crystal clear. "Baby, please, I said I'm sorry." His voice cracks, actually cracks, like a teenage boy begging his first girlfriend not to break up with him. I press my ear closer to the door. My bladder is screaming, but I ignore it. This is more important. "Don't do this to me," he continues. "You know how much I care about you. You know what you mean to me." My breath catches. Who is he talking to? At first, I think maybe it's a family member. Maybe someone died. Maybe he's talking to a sister or his brother or... "I just sent you $100,000, he says, his voice desperate. Didn't I? Didn't I take care of you?" The floor seems to tilt beneath me. $100,000. 100,000. I do the math in my head automatically, the way I've been doing for the past 4 months since he told me he was broke and I took over all the household expenses. The children's school fees, the groceries, the electricity bill, the fuel for the car, the medical bills. I've been paying for everything, and he just sent $100,000 to who? "Please, baby," he whimpers, "don't leave me. I'll do anything." My knees feel weak. I should walk away. I should go back to bed. I should pretend I never heard this. But I can't. Instead, I do something I never thought I'd do. I reach into the pocket of my nightgown and pull out my phone. My hands are shaking so badly I almost drop it. The screen lights up harsh and bright in the darkness of the hallway. I swipe, find the voice recorder app, press the red button, and I wait. The cold tile beneath my feet doesn't bother me anymore. The fullness of my bladder doesn't bother me anymore. All I feel is heat, a burning, rising heat in my chest that spreads to my throat, my face, my fingertips. I've been cold for 20 years, shrinking, shivering, afraid. But tonight, something in me is waking up, and it's angry. Numbers don't lie. That's what my father used to say when he taught me how to balance a checkbook, when he showed me how to track expenses, how to save, how to build a life on a foundation of careful planning. Numbers don't lie, but people do. I'm still standing in the hallway, phone in hand, recording every word when he says it again. "I just sent you $100,000. Did you see it? Check your account." There's a pause. She must be checking, verifying. $100,000. My knees buckle slightly. "Yes, I know it's not the full amount," he says quickly, "but it's what I could manage right now. Business has been slow, you know that." Business has been slow. Business has been slow. I want to laugh. I want to scream. I want to kick down that bathroom door and shove my phone in his face. Because I know exactly how much money we've been spending. 4 months ago, he sat me down at the kitchen table, serious face, heavy sigh, the whole performance. "Things are tight right now," he said. "I need you to help out more with the bills, just for a little while, until things pick up." And I believed him. Because why wouldn't I? He's my husband, the man I've trusted for 20 years, the man who handles all the big financial decisions while I manage the small household expenses. So I took over. Everything. Our daughter's college tuition at State University, $18,000 per semester, 2 semesters, that's $36,000. Our son's tuition at that private college he insisted on, $28,000 per semester, 2 semesters, that's $56,000. Books, meal plans, dorm fees, transportation, another $8,000 between the two of them. That's $100,000 right there, just for the kids' education. But it didn't stop there. Mortgage, $3,200 a month, times 4 months, that's $12,800. Utilities, electricity, water, gas, internet, $600 a month, that's $2,400. Groceries, $800 a month because everything is expensive now, that's $3,200, while he claimed he was broke. And now I'm hearing him tell another woman that he just sent her $100,000 like it's nothing. The heat in my chest is no longer just anger, it's rage. I press my back against the wall, sliding down until I'm sitting on the cold floor, knees pulled to my chest, phone still recording. I think about my savings account, the one I built over 15 years of working. The one that had $180,000 in it at the beginning of the year. The retirement nest egg I was so proud of. It's down to $48,000 now. I've burned through $132,000 of my own money in 4 months because he told me he needed help, because I trusted him, because I'm his wife. "I know, baby," he says, and his voice is softer now. Gentle, the way he used to talk to me in the first year of our marriage. "I know you've been stressed. That's why I want to help you. That's why I opened that boutique for you." He opened a boutique for her. My throat tightens. A whole business, a retail shop, in this economy, while I've been rationing our groceries and buying generic medications to save money. "I'll restock it for you," he promises. "I'll get you everything you need. New inventory, designer pieces. You just have to trust me." Trust him? I almost laugh. "I'm sorry I questioned you about the money," he continues. "I'm sorry I asked what happened to the stock. I know business can be unpredictable. I shouldn't have doubted you." He's apologizing to her. This man who has never apologized to me not once in 20 years, not even when he's clearly, obviously, undeniably wrong, is begging this woman for forgiveness. I think about last week. I asked him if he could pick up his own prescription because I was tired. I'd been running errands all day, grocery shopping, post office, bank, pharmacy for my own medications. "Are you serious right now?" he snapped. "You can't do this one simple thing for me? What exactly do you do all day?" I went. I picked up his prescription. I said nothing. But now he's apologizing to her for asking a basic business question. The bathroom is quiet for a moment. He must be listening to her response. Then he speaks again, and this time his voice drops to a whisper. Intimate, tender. "I miss you," he says. "I can't wait to see you next week. I've been thinking about you every day." Next week? They have plans. "Make sure you practice those new styles I told you about," he says, and there's a smile in his voice now, a lightness I haven't heard in years. "I want you to surprise me." New styles. I don't need him to explain what that means. My stomach turns. I stop the recording. I can't listen anymore. I sit there on the cold floor staring at my phone at the little red line that shows the audio file saved successfully. Evidence. Proof. The truth in digital form. And I realize something. I've been doing the math wrong this whole time. It's not just about the money. It's about the effort, the energy, the emotion, the care. He has all of it. He's just been giving it to someone else. There's a particular kind of humiliation that comes with being replaced. Not left, not abandoned, replaced. Because he's still here, still sleeping in our bed, still eating the meals I cook, still using the car I paid for. But his heart, his attention, his generosity, those belong to someone else. I'm still sitting on the cold hallway floor when I hear him speak again. Listen, baby, he says, and his tone is different now, firmer, more confident, like he's regained some control over the conversation. I'm going to take care of everything, the boutique, the inventory, all of it. You don't have to worry. The boutique. He keeps calling it that. Not a shop, not a store, a boutique. Fancy, upscale, the kind of word that implies taste, class, investment. When I opened it for you, he continues, I told you it was going to be successful, and it will be. We just need to be patient. We. He said we, like they're partners, like they're building something together. I think about our marriage. 20 years and we've never built anything together. He makes decisions, I follow them. He spends money, I manage the fallout. He dreams, I clean up the mess. But with her, it's we. My chest tightens. I know the first batch of inventory didn't move as fast as we hoped, he says, but that's normal. It takes time to build a customer base. You're doing great. He's encouraging her. When was the last time he encouraged me? When I got promoted at work 3 years ago, he said, good, maybe now you can contribute more to the bills. When I finally finished my master's degree, the one I'd been working on part-time for 6 years, he said, it's about time. You've been talking about that thing forever. But now he's telling this woman she's doing great because her boutique isn't making money yet. I'll come by next week, he says, and I can hear the smile in his voice. We'll go over the books together, figure out what's selling and what's not, and then I'll take you to lunch, somewhere nice. You deserve it. Lunch, somewhere nice. She deserves it? When was the last time he took me to lunch? I can't remember. And baby, he says, his voice dropping even lower, more intimate. About next week. Here it comes. I've been thinking about you a lot. You know what I mean? There's a pause. She must be responding. He laughs, a low, throaty sound I haven't heard in years. That's what I like to hear, he says. Make sure you're ready for me. I want you to try those things we talked about, the new positions, the lingerie I sent you the links for. I want the full experience. The full experience. I'd taste bile in the back of my throat. This is a 65-year-old man, a man whose knees crack when he stands up too fast, a man who needs reading glasses to see the newspaper, a man who falls asleep in his recliner by 8 p.m. most nights. But for her, he's planning the full experience. I know, he says, laughing again. I'm not as young as I used to be, but trust me, I've still got it. You bring out the best in me, baby. She brings out the best in him. I bring out, what? His anger? His criticism? His indifference? Remember that hotel I told you about? He continues. The one downtown with the rooftop bar? I'm going to book us a suite, a nice one, with a view. We'll make a whole day of it. A suite with a view, a whole day. I can't wait to see you, he says, and his voice is so tender it makes me want to vomit. You make me feel alive again, young, like anything is possible. She makes him feel young. I make him feel, what? Old? Burdened? Trapped? All right, baby, he says. I need to go. It's late, but I'll call you tomorrow. I love you. The words hang in the air. I love you. 3 words, simple, common, ordinary, except he hasn't said them to me in over a decade. I remember the last time. It was our 10th anniversary. We were at that chain restaurant with the breadsticks. I'd said it first, nervously, testing the waters. I love you. He'd looked up from his phone, distracted. Yeah, you too. And that was it. No warmth, no eye contact, no meaning, just an automatic response, like saying bless you after someone sneezes. But now he's saying it to someone else, with feeling, with intention. There's a rustling sound. He must be standing up, getting ready to leave the bathroom. I scramble to my feet, my body stiff from sitting on the cold floor for so long. I need to move, need to get back to the bedroom before he sees me. But my legs won't cooperate. They're shaking. Not from cold, not from fear, from rage. Pure, white-hot, blinding rage. I've spent 20 years being the good wife, so he could give his love, his money, his attention, his everything to some other woman? I hear the bathroom door handle start to turn. Finally, my legs work. I move quickly, quietly, back down the hallway toward our bedroom. He doesn't see me. He walks past, heading to the kitchen, probably to get water. I slip into the bedroom and close the door softly behind me. I stand there in the darkness, my phone still clutched in my hand, the recording safely saved. And I realize something. I'm not the same woman I was 30 minutes ago. That woman was afraid. That woman was small. That woman would have pretended she heard nothing, would have swallowed the pain, would have kept playing her role. But that woman is gone. And the woman standing here now, she's done being convenient. I went to sleep that night knowing something he didn't. The next morning would be the best day of my life and the worst day of his, because the woman he controlled was gone, and what replaced her was ready. Subscribe for part 2. Watch how I took my power back.